everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining us again. Let's talk magical tea. My name's Tiffany Chin. I'm your LA Realtor, and welcome back to our Small Business Spotlight. So as we know, small business owners of all kinds have been forced to get creative. So we at Tiffany Chin Real Estate are continuing our journey to do our part in helping to give back to the community that has been so good to us over the years. So we're featuring a different small business owner every Friday. Today we are shining the spotlight on tea drops with Sashee Chandran. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We're going to talk to Sashee about her background and the reinvention of the business of tea in the 21st century. So welcome to our shows, Sashee, and how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks so much for reaching out and having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on today. Your background looks very calming, I must say.
Yeah, it's a nice little kind of retreat away from the craziness.
I love it.
So,
I love it. Are you at home right now, or did you get away for a little bit?
No, I mean, I was on a 3-week road trip, and then I got back, and I recently for the summer got a place in Encinitas in California, so I'm just hanging out here because I wanted to be by the beach for a little bit.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
That's so smart. All right, Sashee. So tell us a little bit about yourself and the story behind how and why you got started in the business of tea and the origin story of your brand's name.
Yeah, so Tea Drops is now a company. It's based in Los Angeles. That's about 4.5 years old. We make an assortment of bagless whole leaf teas that essentially dissolve in your cup. So I describe it, it's like a bath bomb, except it's actual tea. And I started out in 2015 when I launched it. I was working more of a corporate office job. So I was in the Bay Area. I was working at eBay. And I always love the ritual of tea and the experience of it, but I also know it's a hassle to make if you make traditional whole leaf tea because you need a kettle, you have to strain the tea, you have to wait for it to steep. There's a whole host of steps in between, and then you have to run to your next meeting. By the time you get to your meeting, you might, you don't know where to dispose of your tea bag or whatever you're using. So that was my own personal experience. And then when I looked at just the availability of whole leaf teas that were more convenient on the market, there really weren't any. Mm-hmm. So that sparked the idea for more of a bagless instant tea that was still very high quality. Mm-hmm. And I just started experimenting in my own apartment kitchen at the time, and one thing led to another. And then I developed this format of a tea in fun shapes like heart stars and flowers, and started selling it at farmers markets and artisan shows, and did that for a good 1.5 years, where I built up just a customer base and some of our initial retail accounts. Mm-hmm. And then that kind of launched into a business.
Oh, that's great. So you're not at farmers markets anymore?
No. So now we're in about 1,500 retail locations, but including Whole Foods. We've been in Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, so boutiques all the way to grocery. And we're also now mostly direct to consumer online. So we're on our own website and Amazon.
Oh, I love that. Well, that's easy enough. Makes it very accessible for everyone, right?
Yes, exactly.
Good. All right. And what is it about being a tea expert that sparks so much joy for you?
Tiffany, I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second.
Sure, yeah.
Just grab and give this.
No worries.
Is this FedEx? Yeah. Okay, great.
I'm sorry.
No. Business must go on.
Okay, so sorry.
I
was been waiting. It's so funny. This entire day, I've been waiting for this one FedEx guy to come and pick up something because, we have to get approvals on this new design that we're launching. Uh-huh. And of course, I've been waiting all morning. Of course, he comes when we're trying to do it live.
Of course.
Such is life.
That you were going to be live, so he needed to, get in there.
Yeah, he wants his 15 minutes of fame.
Exactly. Why not?
15 seconds, maybe.
He deserves it.
So we're mostly direct to consumer online. So our own website is a big source of traffic for us. Amazon, we sell on Amazon, and retail. So you can find us. Also, all the Cost Plus World markets across the country carry tea drops too.
Perfect. And I assume the most profitable way for you is if we go straight to your website.
Yeah, so if you go to myteadrop.com, that's probably the fastest way. And also, like in terms of shipping times, we've been honoring that really, really well. So it's a great,
I like that.
great
You know,
chance.
I've been thinking that I've been having way too much coffee lately, so switching over to tea is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
All right, and can you tell us why it's so important to lose the tea bag?
To ditch the tea bag? Well, a lot of people don't know, but in your tea bag there are billions, millions, if not billions, of what's called microplastics. So essentially, super micro fibers of plastic, and they're activated when you pour release. So that is one reason. And also just the waste factor too, that tea bags, once you have the tea bag, you have the outside of the tea bag, of the tea wrapping, you have the staple string. So all of that is added waste that you don't necessarily need. So with tea drops, we drop about 20% waste of that traditional tea packaging. So even though we have recyclable plastic on the exterior of the tea drop, because of our tubular packaging and a couple other factors, we are definitely a sustainable option when you consume tea.
Oh, good. Now we can feel really even better about having tea.
Yes.
All right. And would you mind sharing with us how quarantine has changed the way that Tea Drops operates, if it has?
Yeah. I would say that, whereas before a lot of people were shopping in stores to find us and purchase and discover us, right now that's really transitioned online, and that's been a huge source of growth for us. We're very lucky that that our customers have supported us in waves, and we're really lucky to see a lift in our e-commerce sales. So I would say that we really have benefited from that, from just consumer behavior and how people pay for groceries.
Good. Well, I'm glad that there's a silver lining in this all. And now more than ever, we're asking small business owners what's the most profitable way, or maybe we weren't as conscious of that before. So
yeah,
I'm happy to know that we can just go directly to you and still get great shipping turnaround times.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. And the last big question, which we've already kind of talked about, but maybe you have something you want to add. How can everyone at home support your product and other organizations that you hold dear to your heart?
Well, a couple different ways. Obviously, you mentioned, shopping with all small businesses, shopping directly on our website, going to your local grocery store, asking for tea drops. If you don't see it on the shelf, that really helps us build that credibility and showcase to retailers that there is a demand. So while we're growing in that area, any of your help to go into your local grocery store, ask for tea drops. On our website is a great way to support us, and not just buy something, but engage in our community. Link to our Instagram. Our handle is myteadrop. Engage. We always have very interesting, informative content, whether that be recipes or community member stories. So we have our own more private Facebook group if you really want to engage and get to know the community more. We also have a brand ambassador program if you like our tea so much that you want to evangelize and support us that way. And we have a lot of organizations that are dear to us. A very important organization is Thirst Project, and they're actually based in Los Angeles. So it's a nonprofit that focuses on clean water aid, and so they have supported the build of water wells all over the world, but specifically in East Wet'suwet'en. So we've built 3 wells with them so far, and that is due to our amazing customers that support us and afford us the ability to then turn that donation into a well that services, at least 300 community members and provides clean water for life. So that level of impact is pretty amazing, and we want to continue to be able to drive that work even in the midst of a pandemic. So that's a great way that you can support us when you buy directly on our site. The way our relationship works with them is that for every box we sell, we donate what's equivalent to a year's supply of clean water.
That's amazing. How much does it cost to supply a year's worth of water?
Well, typically it's like a 45 to 65 cent. It fluctuates over the
Okay.
years, but typically that's the amount. So you realize that your impact goes so far
Oh
because
my gosh.
it's not that expensive to be able to provide someone water. So that's
Right.
why it's kind of like, you know, I hate to say it, but like the stupidest problem that exists in our world is that people don't have access to clean water, and yet it's the
Mhm.
lifeline to um, so many other opportunities. You know,
Absolutely.
clean hygiene, education, being able to participate in the workforce, being able to eat. So many of these things we take for granted, just having running water.
Right.
So, you know, for very little, you can actually go to Thirst Project, donate directly to them, but at
Right.
least you know your dollar goes very far with that organization.
Well, it's just a fundamental part of our lives that we take for granted. So I'm happy that, you guys are really making that difference and we're happy to support too. So
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, of course. Well, thank you, Sashee. Is there anything else you wanted to add today that we didn't talk about?
No, I just really appreciate you providing a spotlight for a lot of small businesses. I think a lot of small businesses, you know, we're lucky that we have an online presence, but a lot of our founder friends may have a brick and mortar store. So, you know, don't forget those experiences that you enjoyed pre-COVID. You know, whether you used to dine at a particular restaurant, make sure to get takeout there. Or if there was a shop that you loved, make sure to support them by online and see that, you know, or maybe help them build an online component if they
Yeah,
maybe don't know how to. I think those are all ways that we can help the Los Angeles community revive.
right, right. I agree. I mean, just a little bit can go a long way, like we were just talking about. So whatever you can do to, help these small business owners, please do.
Mhm.
All right, Sashi. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your Friday to tell us about your business, and we're really rooting for you to continue to thrive. So we'll go
Thank
ahead
you.
and
Thank you for
support
the
you.
spotlight. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, my
All right, take care.
pleasure. Have a
All
wonderful
right,
weekend.
you too.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Support small business owners. Bye.